there, Kinder Club. It's Mrs. K from Westlake Porter Library again, and this month we're talking all about your fine motor skills. What does it mean when I say fine motor? Fine motor skills are the tiny muscles in our hands that help us do little things. The little things like holding a crayon or cutting with scissors. And did you know there are things you can do to help strengthen those muscles? This is a book called Your Amazing Body and Their Hands. I'm going to read part of this book. This is written by Imogene Kinsley. Hands. You know, you received some Play-Doh in your Kinder Club kit if you picked it up at the library. And even just squishing Play-Doh is a good way to strengthen those fine motor skills. Hands. Handy hands. Hands are handy. What can they do? What is she doing with her hands? She's eating raspberries off of them. This is a hammer. Hands grab. Kai holds a fork. Joe uses a hammer. Hands touch. DJ pets his cat. Ava tickles her brother. Hands work. Max writes a letter, and Kim makes a hat. Hands play. Jed throws a ball. Anne plays the piano. That's a good hand workout. Hands are amazing. How do they work? Hands have bones. They have muscles. They bend and they grip. Can you bend the muscles in your hands? Hands have nerves. They feel. Is it wet? Is it dry? Is it soft or is it hard? The nerves of your hands can feel. Hands are handy. What can your hands do? Well, let's find out what your hands can do. I already told you about the Play-Doh you received. When you open your Play-Doh, be sure to do it at the kitchen table with Mom or Dad. And then when you're done, put it back in the little container. And be sure not to get any on the floor. Well, when you get the Play-Doh, you want to roll it with all of your hands to make long snakes. And you can use your Play-Doh mat to make different shapes like this. I even like to use Play-Doh to spell my name. See if you can spell the first letter of your name. Maybe it's a T, maybe it's an H, maybe it's a J. I want to see you do that. And if when you squish it, you're building those muscles. That's one thing you can do for your fine motor. Another thing you can do that we gave you is this little popsicle stick. When you open the bag, even opening this bag, that's strengthening your hands. So I have a little popsicle stick in here and tiny little rubber bands. Even picking up things off the table using your pincher grasp, that's your thumb and your pointer finger. When you pick things up off the table, that works those fine motor muscles. And when you stretch it out, you can stretch it over the popsicle stick. And if you really want to, you can twist it and make it tight. Moms or dads can put a number on here and see if you can't put that number on your popsicle stick. If they wrote the number 3, you could add 1, stretch it out, 2, and 3. And then you can turn it and do the other side. Maybe this side will say 4. So you have to add 1 more to make 4. So that pincher grasp is good for pre-writing skills, because when you hold a pencil or a crayon, you want to be sure to use that pincher grasp. You want that to be strong too. So that's another thing you could do. You can even use that pincher grasp to pick up pennies off the table. Have mom or dad lay some coins out and you can sort them with your pincher grasp. Another thing you can do is work with paper clips. This is just a heavy piece of paper, and just by putting paper clips on paper works those fine motor muscles too. You could count the paper clips, but by putting them on some heavier paper, that's good for your pinchers too. There's a lot you can do to strengthen those fine motor skills. You could do finger plays. There are a lot of those we do at story time. You could even use this tool. Do you know what this is called? This is a hole punch, and this really works those muscles. I have a little piece of paper here, and just by punching holes, that works those muscles. Another great thing to do to work those muscles is tearing paper. You want to hold the paper with your fingers and your thumbs and just tear it. And you can use the scraps of paper for a craft, but that act of tearing is really good for those muscles. Something else that was in your Kinder Club kit was a little golf ball and some pipe cleaners. The golf ball has holes in it, just like you punched holes with this, and you can take the pipe cleaners and put it through those holes. This takes some eye-hand coordination. Eye-hand coordination is another great skill for pre-kindergartners. So find the point and you want to thread it through those holes. See how I'm doing that? And by bending the pipe cleaners, you're also using those small hand muscles. You could bend them and make up stories. Oh, I'm going to call this, I'll call this a little bug. He needs another set of legs though. I'll put another pipe cleaner through. Now I'll call it a bug because he has 6 legs. What can you make? Can you make an octopus? Boy, I'll have to add another pipe cleaner for an octopus, because how many legs does an octopus have? Sure, he has 8. Now he has 8 legs like an octopus, or maybe a spider. So see what you can make using all things you can find at home, using your fine motor. If you need more ideas, this is a page that was in your Kinder Club kit, and it has all kinds of things to do. You could use clothespins, that strengthens that, or tweezers even. We'll talk more about how to get some great strong motor skills, your fine motor skills, next week. Another thing to do is to get some stickers and peel stickers off their paper. To do this, you want to bend the paper and use that pincher grasp again to peel off your stickers. That's a fun thing to do. Miss Jamie made a list of some books we have at the library, all about some fine motor things like tying your shoes and lifting the flaps. Those are good books. So at the library, we can talk more about building those muscles. Next week, Kinder Club, we'll talk about another way to strengthen your fine motor skills. So stop back then. Bye-bye.